What's up? It's your boy Reemus and welcome back to the Superior Code, which is us figuring out the superior way of being as men and women, right? We're trying to live to nature's principles and we're trying to empower the genders together, both of them. So in this video, we're going to be speaking about the fact that traditional roles, right, especially pertaining to the feminine role, is work, right? Because a lot of people talk about it as if it's in a demeaning fashion, as if it's lacking ambition and as if it's unimportant. So I want you to know, I actually do kind of get the perspective of women who feel like that, because the way it's being said is so demeaning by some people. So for example, you got men who will go, bitch, get the fuck back in the kitchen, make me a sandwich, bitch. You know what I mean? They have that energy about them. So when you think about it, it makes sense that in a context where you don't have to do that, if a man's speaking to you like that, why would you do it? Why would you do it? Why would you want to do it? You might have wanted to do it. I'm like this. I might want to do something, but if you make it seem like that, now I don't want to do it. So I kind of get it in many ways. But we can look at it from a different way. It's not a demeaning act. It's actually a very necessary act for the continuation of our species, and that role is in line with the principles of the feminine energy, which is to be nurturing, right? Just the same way a woman has a baby and she nurtures it, she's nurturing life just like Mother Nature. And women don't actually have a problem doing this stuff when they like and respect you. So the main point of this video is not even that. It's more about the fact that people say that it's not real work. But I have a question then. If traditional feminine role such as housework, kitchen work, baby work and all of that stuff, if that isn't work, why are you hiring people to do it? I was speaking with a relative, a couple, and they were saying, because they both work, the man and the woman, they both work. Now, they were saying to me that they don't believe in gender roles. They don't believe in traditional roles. They don't believe a woman's supposed to, has to look after the house or whatever. This is so funny. But they're hiring someone to do it. So they don't believe a woman should do it. But guess what? They're hiring a woman to do it. You say you don't believe, oh yeah, a woman should. I don't believe a woman has to look after the house. But let me take money from the family funds to make a woman look after our home. So there's a contradiction going on. There's a contradiction here. If you don't believe it, then why are you doing it? You're doing it because it's necessary. And the fact that it's necessary means someone has to do it. Well, women generally want a man to go out and bring home the bacon, generally, right? Even in an independent mindset world that we live in, where women work too, they still expect men to carry the burdens of the finances. So it just makes sense that since the woman, you want the man to do that, well, who's gonna do the other stuff, which is what we've just basically confirmed is necessary, because people still hire other people to do it. But again, I get why there's some resistance to it, because many people speak about it in such a demeaning fashion. But people will hire houseworkers. You could actually say Uber has taken over the role, Uber Eats or DoorDash or Deliveroo has taken over the role of you being cooked for, the house being cooked for, because when two people work and they're tired, what do? They go home, they're too tired to work, and then they order food, right? So it's a necessary part of our existence and survival. This is no demeaning work, because when other people do it, you don't see it as demeaning. When it comes to, like, let's say we say, the woman should take on most of the work when it comes to looking after the baby, right? Women, there are many more women that don't mind this, because they, understand that they have maternal instincts, as they go on about. But it's still seen as a bit demeaning for the man to expect that, even though if you don't do it, you're going to hire a stranger to look after your baby. It's incredible. It's like the contradiction is so amazing. It doesn't make sense. That's why it's amazing. You're going to say that it's not a specific spouse's role to do it, whilst hiring another person from the outside of your family to do it. You're going to give your stranger, you're going to give a stranger the most prized possession you have, which is your baby, your child, your kid. And you're going to leave its growth up to someone else for significant parts of the day. It's amazing. But then we go on to the other aspects of this, which is this society which tries to destroy gender roles, and basically says, no, women shouldn't do that, be independent, blah, blah, blah. Right? And then even though you hire someone, let's say that, but we covered that, if the woman is actually having her own job, but she's doing one of the jobs that traditional role, that is one of the traditional roles, but she's doing it for someone else, then that's seen as okay. That's still seen as being in line with being strong and empowered. So if you do it for your, like as a woman, if you do it for your own home, it's demeaning, apparently, according to this society. If you hire someone else to do it because you're not doing it, that's fine though. But if you are working and doing the nurturing roles, not in your own home, but for someone else, that's seen as okay. Even if it means you neglect your own home in the process of doing it. And we've already established that it's necessary, since the people that don't want to do it still hire people that do it. So if a woman's a cleaner, for example, if a woman is doing that for someone else, she's still seen and given respect over if she said, you know what, I want to do that for my house and I want my man to just take care of it for me. If she does it for a stranger, someone who doesn't care about her as much as her husband, who doesn't love her, who isn't going to make love with her, isn't going to make children with her, isn't going to go make memories with her, he isn't going to do none of that. He's going to walk along and maybe she'll get a conversation. Hey, how's it going, Miss Smith? How's things going? Yeah, yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, make sure you don't miss a spot. If she does it for that guy, it's seen as okay. And she might do it for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. She might be a cleaner her whole life. Now, I don't think that's a demeaning job. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying that it doesn't make sense for many people to see the woman doing that for her own home as demeaning over doing it for someone else. That doesn't make sense. So let's think about this. If a woman's a babysitter and she just wants to be a babysitter for someone else, that's seen as normal. Even though that's still kind of being in the role. Like, these roles are occupied by women mainly. But if they do it for their own home, it's a problem. It's so amazing. It's just, it doesn't make any sense at all. Right? That's why it's amazing that it could be gotten away with. Like, huh? So think about this stuff when you consider the narratives that are being pushed onto you. Realize that they don't make sense, but the real reason is that they're pushing it is because they're trying to establish a divide between men and women, which is why it's on the responsibility of men for you to basically not demean them for doing that stuff. Stop using words like get in the kitchen, bitch. Stop saying that. You're making it worse for everyone. Because the woman might want to be okay with that. If a woman comes, like my ex, when she would come into my car, she would naturally just start cleaning it. Just naturally. I didn't even ask, right? But if I said, make sure you clean my car, bitch. If I had that energy, she's not going to want to do it. But she would come in and put the scent thing over the thing. She would literally vacuum it for me and I didn't even ask. It comes from the natural nurturingness of the feminine energy. So when you disrespect it, you're disrespecting an energy, something divine, a divine source. You're disrespecting something that comes from God, nature. Yah, Jah, Allah, whatever you want to call it. Whatever it is to you, your God, you're disrespecting his creation when you do that. That energy is his creation, or whatever you believe in. And for you women, realize that they only want to establish some divide between the man and the woman. So that's why they push this so hard, because I've shown you that it doesn't make sense. Now, if you don't want to do that work, that's okay too. But I'm saying, why is one being that shouldn't be demeaned, is what I'm trying to say. And many of you know that you're unhappy in your job. Even the job that is high paying, you know you're unhappy. And actually, if you was to just drop all of that and have that man take care of you and do that housework and all of that stuff for that man, you know you would love it. Many of you might not, but most actually would. So anyway, comment down below, let Reemus know, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.